2020 has introduced a section 206C subsection 1H, which is TCS on sales of goods. Whereas in Budget 2021, our Honorable Finance Minister Ms. Nirmala Sitharaman has proposed to introduce a new TDS provision to deduct tax on purchase of goods, which is going to be implemented effectively from 1st of July 2021.
Isn't this going to create a confusion that both TDS and TCS are applicable on same transaction of goods? For removal of this confusion, we are here. I, CA Rishabh Khandelwal,
and I, Sara Verma,
are going to give you a detailed explanation about the newly inserted provision, its applicability, and the intention of our government to introduce this section. This session is divided into 5 segments. First, introduction and applicability of new provision.
Second, what is 194Q and why it has been introduced.
Third, the comparison with existing provision on TCS on sale of goods.
Fourth, which section will prevail.
And the last, general FAQs.
The newly inserted TDS section is basically imposed on purchase transactions. Let me tell you guys that this is for the very first time in the history of budget proposals and Income Tax Act that purchase transactions are proposed to be subject to TDS provision. Now let's understand to whom such section will apply.
In simple terms, any buyer who is responsible for paying any sum of value exceeding 50 lakh to any resident, here is referred as seller, is required to deduct an amount equal to 0.1% of value exceeding 50 lakh on account of TDS on purchase of goods. But Sara, do you know why 194Q is introduced?
Last year, government implemented TCS provision for seller under section 206C1H, which specifies that the seller whose turnover in the preceding financial year exceeds 10 crores is required to collect TCS at the rate of 0.1% of the sales consideration exceeding INR 50 lakhs per buyer per year. There were instances where seller turnover was less than 10 crores, but his receipt from sale of goods to a particular buyer was exceeding INR 50 lakh. Therefore, there was no TCS liability on the end of seller. To handle the situation, government come up with a similar type of provision for purchaser via TDS applicability.
The motive of a government is very clear. It wants to bring all big purchase transactions into the system to avoid fake invoices, thereby bringing all such transactions into the audit trail. It wants to trace all those people who are purchasing and selling goods exceeding 50 lakh and not filing their return of income, thereby building a tax base where all such persons cannot be evaded. Now it's a time to comply with all legal compliances, keeping in mind that the cost of compliance may be costly, but the cost of non-compliance is too heavy. But what is the difference between both the sections?
Let's deep dive into the provision of both the sections to understand them more appropriately.
Who is buyer and who is seller? As per section 194Q, buyer means any person whose total sales, gross receipts or turnover from the business carried on by him exceeds rupees 10 crores in a financial year. As per section 2061H, any seller means whose total sales, gross receipts or turnover from the business carried on by him exceeds rupees 10 crores in a financial year in which his sales is carried out.
TDS is required to be deducted by the buyer if the amount exceeds INR 50 lakhs in any preceding financial year. Likewise, TCS is payable on the amount of receipt which is greater than 50 lakhs and received after 1st October 2020.
As per section 194Q, any buyer is required to deduct 0.1% of value exceeding 50 lakh as TDS and 5% where a PAN of the seller is not available. As per section 206C1H, any seller is required to collect TCS at the rate 0.1% of value exceeding 50 lakh and 1% where a PAN of the buyer is not available.
If the purchaser fails to deduct tax under section 194Q, 30% of the purchase value of goods shall be disallowed by virtue of section 40A subsection 1A.
As per section 206C1H, a buyer is not required to collect TCS if the buyer is any central government or state government, is an importer from India, the third is a higher commission, embassy, state legislation or a trade representation of a foreign state.
Rishabh, I'm getting confused since the provision of both the sections are almost same. Are we supposed to deduct both TDS and TCS on the same transaction and at the same time?
Sara, the answer is completely no. As per 5th provision of section 194Q, TDS is not required to be deducted under 194Q, where TDS is deducted under any other provision of income tax or collected as per the section 206C. However, tax will be deducted where the provision of section 206C1H is applicable. As per second proviso of section 206C1H, tax is not required to be collected where it is deducted under other provisions of income tax or collected as per the section 206C. Therefore, with the complete understanding of both the provision, TDS under section 194Q will prevail over the provision of 206C1H.
Thanks for clarifying the dilemma. I have certain more queries. Will you please elaborate them?
Sure.
Does threshold limit of turnover include supply of service or not?
As per section 194Q, buyer means any person whose total sales, gross receipts and turnover. It is clear from the definition that it's turnover. Turnover includes sale of services and sale of goods.
Okay. As a buyer importing goods from outside India is required to deduct tax under section 194Q.
As per section 194Q, a buyer is required to deduct TDS while paying any sum to a resident. In case of import of goods, you are required to pay sum to any non-resident. Hence, the provision of 194Q will not be applicable.
This TDS is applicable in the first year of incorporation.
The identifying criteria to deduct TDS under section 194Q is the turnover of immediately preceding the financial year. In the first year of incorporation of such entities, the preceding financial year turnover is zero. Hence, they are not required to deduct TDS under 194Q.
Whether the amount advanced as a loan to the seller shall come within the ambit of this section.
Section 194Q are applicable on purchase transaction. Loan transactions are entirely different from purchase transaction. Therefore, TDS deduction is not applicable. However, when both the parties are agreed to settle the loan for purchase, then the applicability of TDS will arise.
Okay, the last question, Rishabh. Whether tax to be deducted on the purchase of goods by one branch from the another.
Sarah, the section 194Q is applicable on purchase transaction since branch transfer does not involve such purchase transactions. Hence, the applicability of section 194Q will not arise.
Thank you, Rishabh, for resolving all the queries.
Thank you, Sarah. But you may note the section 194Q is just proposed. The final budget is yet to be passed by the House of Parliament. This is all for today. Hope you like the video.
For further queries, you may reach to us. The contact details have been provided in the description box below. And for more such informative videos, don't forget to like,
Share.
and subscribe to our channel.
Thank you.